praise to Yahweh, Bahoshem, Yahweh Shai, Bahoshem, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short, also known as the Prophets of Doom. All right. Also, Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Shabbat Shalom, as a matter of fact. We're headed into the Passover, which is it was a tough time, all right, and even mentioning it and knowing the gravity of what happened, right, is pretty heavy, all right. So today we're going to talk about this prophecy in Revelation 13 and verse 16, and hopefully, Lord willing, all right, we'll go over this maybe for the next week. All right, we'll see where the spirit takes us. All right, so what we're going to do is touch on one of the examples of the technology that is in this warning. All right, that technology being Walletmore. One of the examples is Walletmore. All right, they use the technology that is warned about in this prophecy. Not so much the name you should pay attention to, but the technology. All right, filter it through. Go look this up and filter it through Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. Again, an example is the company or the manufacturer or whatever this group is considered. All right, it's called Walletmore, but the technology, okay, that is what we are going to be speaking about. All right, so let's go ahead and start Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, hold on a second. All right, set up a little bit. Okay, so the and he, right? The and he, the he that this verse speaks of is Esau, Edom. It is the wicked. It is the evil one. All right, it is the self-called and so-called white man. Does that mean that everyone that is so-called white is an Edomite? No. Here in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, starting at verse 15, it lists the consequences of disobedience for Israel. Okay? As a matter of fact, Deuteronomy 28 and 15 reads, But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee to this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? Let me see what the NLT says. The NLT of Deuteronomy 28 and 15, it reads, But if you refuse to listen to the Lord your God and do not obey all the commandments and decrees I am giving you today, all these curses will come and overwhelm you. All right, so part of these curses, okay, is verse 64. Deuteronomy 28 and 64 reads, And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. All right, we were scattered amongst all nations. All right, so we look like all nations, even so-called white people. Okay, we look like Chinese, Japanese, all right, Arabs, okay, all people. Okay, but the self-called and so-called white man fits the prophecy of the Lord when upon his return he would be taken out of power. All right, who is in power? All right, you have to know how to, or you have to know the time, what time it is. All right, not time on a clock or a watch or a calendar. All right, you have to know the time um, according to the scriptures. All right. So this is how we know that the he is the wicked, Esau, Edom. Okay, we can also go here to Job 9 and 24, and it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked." All right, this is important because right after it says, "and he," in Revelation 13 and verse 16, it says, "causeth all." All right, in order to be able to cause all, you have to have some type of power. All right, you have to have the earth given into your hand. And it says this right here in Job 9 and 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Another clue is the second part of this verse. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he? All right, we know the image of the Messiah to be false. Okay, we know that the people in the Lord, the Messiah, didn't look like the ones that are painted in the Last Supper. Okay, in that mural, the finger of God. All right, we know that this is not the complexion that the Lord was or is. All right, neither the Messiah nor his Father. Okay, which name their names are the Almighty. All right, the Most High God. His name is Yahweh. Okay, Yah is He. Hawa is to be, or is, or exist. So He to be, He is, or He exists. His Son's name is Yahweh Shai. It is not Jesus. It's not Yeshua. It's not Yehoshua. Okay, it is Yahweh Shai. Yah is He. Hawashai is saves and delivers. So He saves or He delivers. All right. So that's what's important about that second part of that clue. He covered the faces of the judge thereof, if not, where and who is he? All right. They made the images to look like themselves. All right. Not knowing, because they didn't consider that the scriptures are faithful and true. All right. That their actions, all right, will point the finger at who they are, all right, and point the finger at who we are as Israelites. Okay. Now, to find out that they are the wicked, let's go to Malachi 1 and verse 4, just for example. All right. Malachi 1 and 4 says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever." All right, let's check this out. This is the NLT, same verse, Malachi 1 and 4. Esau's descendants in Edom may say, "We have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins." And this is what started in the Renaissance era, or the Renaissance period. All right. It says, "But the Lord of heaven's armies replies, they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. Their country will be known as the land of wickedness, and their people will be called the people with whom the Lord is forever angry." Okay, so this is how we know. This is one example of how we know that these people are the wicked. Okay, So now let's go back here to Revelation 13 and 16. All right. It reads, and he causeth all. All right, we'll go on here and look up the word for causeth.
Strong's G 4160. Poieo.
All right, it says to make. All right, it says to make ready. It says to put one forth. All right, it says to make one do something, to cause one to. It says to be the authors of a thing, to cause, to bring about. All right. It says to make ready, and so at the same time to institute. All right, these people control both sides of the coin. All right, they present the problem, they get the reaction that they knew would come from the problem, then they present to you their solution, which in this case, all right, they, or at this time, they are portraying themselves and want to be known as God. All right, and this thing is going to act as a savior for many things, all right, for many problems. It's going to be a convenience, a savior, okay? So let's go back here. All right, it says, and he causeth all. And again, we know how he can cause all, all right, because the earth is given into his hand. Okay, so this technology that we spoke of earlier, all right, it has already been in the earth, all right, even before Wallet became a thing, even before Neurotech or Neuralink became a thing. All right, this mark was spoken of in the scriptures, so it is the technology more so than it is these people that are surrounding the technology that we are paying attention to. All right, not to say don't note the people, all right, because it is important to note the people, take into a consideration these names that are surrounding this technology. All right, but we're focusing more on this technology. All right. So what this technology is, well, first of all, it has been in the earth for a while, but it is not the technology itself that is sin. It is the receiving of this technology within to your body, literally, that is sin, okay? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Let's look at this word for receive.
Strong's G 1325. Didomi.
All right, it says to give something to someone. All right, it says of one's own accord, to give one something to his advantage. All right, it says to bestow a gift, to supply, furnish, to give over. All right, let's hold on a second. To cause to come forth. Let's see. Here, it says to give one to someone, to follow him as a leader and master. And this is what you are actually doing when you receive this thing. As we will find out, that this thing acts as a badge of servitude. Here's another one. It says to give one to someone to whom he already belonged. Okay? To grant or permit one. All right, so you are granting or permitting this man to put this thing in you. You are receiving this thing, this mark. Okay, so what we know is this mark is the micro C hip. or the RFID C-HIP. Okay. Again, it's not the technology itself that is sin, but it is the receiving of this thing. If you are paying any type of attention to the world, you know that we are headed into, or we are mostly into, the digital age. All right. Pretty soon, something's going to happen where this thing is made mandatory. All right, and that comes in where it says, and he causeth all. All right, this thing is going to be made mandatory. Listen to verse 17 again. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, because this is going to be made mandatory. How else are you going to get food, shelter, clothing without buying or selling? And if they have records of everything, all right, you're not going to be able to sneak and get over on this man. All right. But he is telling you the same thing that the Lord is telling you. All right. There's no gray area. Either you're on this man's side, you're on the creature's side or the creator's side. All right. And really, it's not a question of what you want to do or what you think you will do. What is the Lord going to have you do? If you haven't been paying attention to the Lord, his words, his men, if you've been scoffing at it, ignoring it, not wanting to hear it, frustrated with hearing it, don't want to hear it, all right, ran away from what was being told to you, which is true love, sharing this truth, okay, that's a pretty good clue on what the Lord's doing with you, all right. So we talked about wallet more. Now let's go read an article from April 10th, and this is back in 2022, okay. Let's touch on this really quick. It reads, the micro C-HIP implants that let you pay with your hand. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this article. So it says this is a BBC article. All right, I'm just going to read a little bit of it. Okay. Again, the title says the micro C-HIP implants that let you pay with your hand. All right. It says Patrick Paulman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or restaurant. Now remember, they're going to use convenience, they're going to use safety, they're going to use peace, they're going to use a lot of things to get people to want to take this thing. All right. They're going to rock miracles. They're going to fool people with miracles. All right. No matter what they tell you, you have to remember that the Lord told you not to take this thing. Okay. All right. Again, it says Patrick Paulman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or restaurant. This is because the 37-year-old doesn't need to use a bank card or his mobile phone to pay. Instead, he simply places his left hand near the contactless card reader and the payment goes through. And again, I'm just reading an article that is already online, all right? Fair use, okay? And I should have had that where I could read it. But we know the fair use law, okay? I'm just reading the article, all right? It says, quote, the reactions I get from the cashiers are priceless, says Mr. Paulman, a security guard from the Netherlands. He is able to pay using his hand because back in 2019, he had a contactless payment micro C-HIP injected under his skin. All right. Did Paul Paulman consider the Lord, or Patrick Paulman, did he consider the Lord? All right. Is this Patrick Paulman real, or is this just an article getting you to be easy with the idea or get used to the idea of a micro C-HIP and how it is no big deal? You can just go ahead and get this thing under your skin, and you can have people look at you and you can get priceless reactions from people. All right. Again, he is able to pay using his hand because back in 2019 he had a contactless payment micro C-hip injected under his skin. The procedure hurts as much as when someone pinches your skin, says Mr. Paulman. A micro C-hip was first implanted into a human back in 1998, but it is only during the past decade that the technology has been available commercially. And when it comes to implantable payment C-hips, British Polish firm Walletmore says that last year it became the first company to offer them for sale. The implant can be used to pay for a drink on the beach in Rio, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris, or at your local grocery store, says founder and chief executive Paprada. It can be used wherever contactless payments are accepted. Walletmore's C-hip, which weighs less than a gram and is a little bigger than a grain of rice, is comprised of a tiny micro C-hip and an antenna encased in a biopolymer, a naturally sourced material similar to plastic. Mr. Paprada adds that it is entirely safe, has regulatory approval, works immediately after being implanted, and will stay firmly in place. It also does not require a battery or other power source. The firm says it has now sold more than 500 of the C-hips. You think any of those 500 people considered the Lord? All right. The technology Walletmore uses is a near field communication, or NFC, the contactless payment system in smartphones. Other payment implants are based on radio frequency identification, or RFID, which is the similar technology typically found in physical contactless debit and credit cards. All right, shows an X-ray showing a Walletmore implant, which are injected into a person's hand after a local anesthetic, and maybe I don't know what I'm gonna use as a picture for this video, but I thought about taking this one. I would probably just find one like it. All right. Anyway, this article goes on to say, for many of us, the idea of having such a C-hip implanted in our body is an appalling one, but a 2021 survey of more than 4,000 people across the UK and the European Union found that 51% would consider it. We've been asking, all right? They consider this micro C-hip, but do they consider the Lord? All right. However, without giving a percentage figure, the report added that invasiveness and security issues remained a major concern for respondents. Okay, so then guess what? They're going to tell you about how they fixed security concerns and invasiveness. Let's look that word up. Our definition of invasive, or what is invasiveness? It says invasiveness generally refers to the tendency of something, often a species or a disease, to spread rapidly and controllably, potentially causing harm or disruption. Okay. Let's see. I want to go down here. Still speaking of invasiveness, I want to go down here and read this part of the what we're reading here. It's a section that says, in the context of disease or cancer. It says invasive disease / cancer. These are diseases or cancers that have the tendency to spread from their original location to other parts of the body, often through the bloodstream or lymphatic system. All right. In the context of disease or cancer, it says invasive procedures. It says in medicine, an invasive procedure is one that involves entering the body, such as through a cut or puncture, or by inserting an instrument. Okay. Let's go back here to the article. Again, it says, however, without giving a percentage figure, the report added that invasiveness and security issues remained a major concern for respondents. Mr. Paulman says he doesn't have any of these worries. All right. Peace and safety, man. They got everything under control. Trust them, okay? But we know that Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10 tells you, never trust thine enemy. Okay? So it goes on to say, C-hip implants contain the same kind of technology that people use on a daily basis. He says, from key fobs to unlocked doors, public transit cards like the London Oyster card, or bank cards with contactless payment function. The reading distance is limited by the small antenna coil inside the implant. The implant needs to be within the electromagnetic field of a compatible RFID or NFC reader. Only when there is a magnetic coupling between the reader and the transponder can the implant be read. He adds that he is not concerned that his whereabouts could be tracked. RFID C-hips are used in pets to identify them when they are lost, he says, but it's not possible to locate them using an RFID C-hip implant. The missing pet needs to be found physically. Then the entire body gets scanned until the RFID C-hip implant is found and read. Yet, the issue with such C-hips and what causes concern is whether in the future they become ever more advanced and packed full of a person's private data, and in turn, whether this information is secure and if a person could indeed be tracked. Financial technology or fintech expert Theodore Lau is co-author of the book Beyond Good: How Technology is Leading a Business-Driven Revolution. Says that the implanted payment C-hips are just an extension of the Internet of Things. By that she means another new way of connecting and exchanging data. Yet, while she says that many people are open to the idea, as it would make paying for things quicker and easier, remember that convenience. So we've talked about convenience and safety. He's not worried. All right, you got 500 people considering it, or 51% considering the C-hip. All right, but are they considering the Lord? What did the Lord say about trusting your enemy? All right. He said, never trust thine enemy. It says the benefit must be weighed up with the risks, especially as when embedded chips CHIPs, carry more of our personal information. How much are we willing to pay for the sake of convenience? She says. Where do we draw the line when it comes to privacy and security? Who will be protecting the critical infrastructure and the humans that are part of it? All right. Yeah. I thought we were gonna have to do another video, but I might as well go ahead and finish this really quick. All right. Man, there's some articles down here that we could read. I'm gonna read the titles of these. We're not gonna go into any right now, but I'm gonna read the titles of these articles when we get done with this one. All right, so here's another section that says New Tech Economy is a series exploring how technological innovation is set to shape the new emerging economic landscape. All right, these things are coming. Okay, it says Professor of Policy, Governance and Ethics at Reading University's Henley Business School is also cautious about the future of more advanced embedded chips. There is a dark side to the technology that has potential for abuse, she says. To those with no love of individual freedom, it opens up seductive new vistas for control, manipulation, and oppression. And who owns the data? Who has access to the data? And is it ethical to CHIP people like we do pets? The result, she cautions, could be the disempowerment of many for the benefits of a few. All right, you best believe the ones in power are not trying to relinquish any of it. As a matter of fact, they're trying to gain more power and control. This will be a very good tool for that, especially if it has on it your social credit score, all right, your carbon footprint emission, all right, your bank information, all right. They can stop they can stop your money. They can program your money, meaning if they don't want you to buy certain things, you just won't be able to. Your money's gonna be cut off. Your medical data, all right. They can probably flag you as a criminal on that CHIP. If you scan, maybe your shit'll get flagged. All right, and it'll be you against what they said that you did. All right. And if everybody's going to be trusting in this thing, like they do DNA, okay, they can just say this is the next age of DNA. That if this thing says you were at a certain place at a certain time, people can believe it. All right. You just never know what these people are going to do. Never trust thine enemy. Sirach 12:10. Okay, and they're telling you right here. All right, there's some truth in here. And there's some words that lead you to not consider the Lord, and there's some truth in here too. Remember, it said the result, she cautions, could be the disempowerment of many for the benefits of a few. All right, and misery loves company. If these people don't have the Lord, okay, don't have the Lord and Savior, all right, they don't want you to have the Lord and Savior. They want you to experience the misery that's on the horizon. And they're going to succeed with a lot of Israelites in this thing, all right? For the simple fact that Israelites, all right, do not know what true love is. They don't recognize the Lord's voice. They've been taken by lies, deception. All right, they're just in the world. they don't know the devil when they see one. Okay? You have to know the truth in order to know a lie. And a lot of you Israelites don't. You just refuse to listen to the truth, man. So you're going to be taken by a lie. For the most part. All right? There is a remnant and the elect that are considering the Lord at all times. All right? To the best of their ability, they're doing the things that please the Lord. Okay? It's a senior lecturer in innovation and entrepreneurship at the University of Winchester says that the concerns are unwarranted. In addition to his academic work, he is the founder of UK firm Biotech. It's Biotech, one word, and that tech is TEQ. All right, that's my first time hearing about that company right there. Write that down real quick. Let's see. It says, in addition to his academic work, he is the founder of UK firm Biotech, which has been making implanted contactless C-hips since 2017. All right, so he has some money in this. So he doesn't want to lead you to think about these things that could go wrong and very well will go wrong. All right, the invasiveness is real with this. The Lord tells you about that. Revelation 14, verses 9 and 10. In Revelation 16, verses 1 and 2. All right. The invasiveness is very real. But do you trust the enemy? Do you trust the creation's word or the creator's word? All right. These are only men. Okay. So in life, yeah, they may do some things to you. But guess what? In life, in all actuality, it's the Lord. Okay. But even in death, you have to face the Lord, man. All right. These are only men. All right. These are not gods, and they are going to get thrown down very quickly. It says its implants are aimed at people with disabilities who can use the C-hips to automatically open doors. And conveniences, man. All right, these man, we just said it earlier. What was that? These miracles. All right, wrought miracles. Okay. Quote, we have daily inquiries, he says, and have carried out over 500 implants in the UK, but COVID caused some reduction in this. This technology has been used in animals for years, he argues. They are very small, inert objects. There are no risks. It says, back in the Netherlands, Mr. Paulman describes himself as a biohacker, someone who puts pieces of technology into his body to try to improve his performance. He has 32 implants in total, including C-hips to open doors and embedded magnets. All right, they might have threw that. Maybe he does have 32 if this dude is real. Or maybe they just threw 32 out there so you won't think but to only get one. All right, and there's one. That is all it takes. You receive this technology, that's your ass. Quote, technology keeps evolving, so I keep collecting more, he says. My implants augment my body. I wouldn't want to live without them, he says. Don't worry. Don't worry. The Lord is on his way, man. Okay? You're not going to live with them. Okay? That's speaking to this man and speaking to you Israelites, man. You are dead. You receive these things. Quote, there will always be people who don't want to modify their body. We should respect that, and they should respect us biohackers. Whatever you say, man. Okay, let's write down some of these articles here. Can touchless tech create equitable gaming? I'm not going to write that down. I'm going to tell you this article, though, just in case you want to go look. Can touchless tech create equitable gaming? Gaming, like video game gaming. There's one that says contactless train tickets roll out, questioned by MP. All right. Another title says contactless train payment rollout continues. Another one says more rail stations to accept contactless payment. Let me tell you the dates of these. You can see how fast this is moving. Contactless train tickets rollout questioned by MP. All right. To make it seem like they're putting up some kind of fight because they want to make it seem safe. Okay, that was February of 2025. February 2025. Another one from February 2025. Contactless train payment rollout continues. More rail stations to accept contactless payment. Contactless rail ticket payment scheme to expand. I'll look up definition of scheme.
Scheme.
Scheme. It says a large-scale systematic plan or arrangement for attaining a particular object or putting a particular idea into effect. That was in the noun sense. In the verb sense, scheme means make plans, especially in a devious way or with intent to do something illegal or wrong. Let's look up devious.
Devious.
Adjective. It says showing a skillful use of underhanded tactics to achieve goals. Similar words: underhand, underhanded, deceitful, dishonest, dishonorable. Definition 2 says of a route or journey longer and less direct than the most straightforward way. All right, so they're going in a roundabout way to get you to defy your power. I'm speaking to Israelites. All right, let's see. This is a drop-down question. What does it mean if someone is devious? I thought I was going to write down some of them titles, but I'm not going to. Drop-down question. What does it mean if someone is devious? Devious means someone is dishonest, untrustworthy, and often manipulative. Devious people may lie, trick, or deceive others to get what they want. Synonyms for devious: dishonest, untrustworthy, deceitful, disingenuous, duplicitous, corrupt, unscrupulous, crooked, sly, and scheming. All right, let's go back here. Okay, that was it. No more titles anyway. So that was just a little bit more on Walletmore. Okay, the microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. There are going to be a lot of manufacturers of this, right? It says, and he causeth all. It's going to be a global thing. So there's going to be a lot of names surrounding this technology. So this is why we say don't necessarily worry about the names. I mean, you can take note of them. I'm not saying ignore them completely. But the focus should be on this technology, right? And not taking the micro C-hip. We mentioned it earlier, but let's go ahead and touch on this invasiveness real quick. This is Revelation 16 verses 1 and 2. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right, that's one and the same. This is in the NLT. Revelation 16 and 2. So the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on the earth, and horrible malignant sores broke out on everyone who had the mark of the beast and who worshipped his, here it says, statue. All right. This is in the NIV, Revelation 16 and 2. The first angel went and poured out his bowl on the land, and ugly, festering sores broke out on the people who had the mark of the beast and worshipped its image. What does the ESV say? Revelation 16 and 2 in the ESV. So the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the earth, and harmful and painful sores came upon the people who bore the mark of the beast and worshipped its image. Now Israelites being the ones whom the Lord loves, all right, do you think it sounds like he's suggesting that you get this micro C-hip, that you take this mark of the beast, all right, and receive these harmful and painful sores? No, he's not suggesting that. Let's do another. What does the AMP say? Revelation 16 and 2. In the AMP, it says, so the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the earth, and loathsome and malignant sores came on the people who had the mark of the beast and who worshipped his image. Let's look up malignant.
Malignant.
Malignant. Adjective, it says malevolent. Similar words to malevolent: spiteful, hostile, malicious, evil, intentioned. Second definition of malignant, adjective again, says of a disease, very virulent or infectious. Similar words: invasive, uncontrollable, dangerous, harmful. Part of that second definition, it says of a tumor tending to invade normal tissue or to recur after removal. Cancerous. Similar words: cancerous, non-benign, metastatic. Let's see what that is.
Metastatic.
It just says characterized or produced by metastasis. What's metastasis?
Metastasis.
Or metastasis. Damn, I said metastasis. All right. We're ever learning. Excuse me for for that pronunciation. Anyway, noun base let's say that.
Metastasis.
Metastasis. Okay. It says the development of secondary malignant growths at a distance from a primary site of cancer. That sounds very invasive, man. It says a metastatic. I'm still saying it says a metastatic growth. What is metastatic? Okay, that's where we just came from. All right, let's go back. Let's look up loathsome really quick. Here's the word.
Loathsome.
Loathsome. Adjective. It says causing hatred or disgust. Repulsive. These are words that you're dealing with when you receive this MOTB, when you defy the Lord. When you listen to this man tell you that everything is safe, convenient, all right, nothing but peace is going to come to this. He's not worried about it, so why are you worried about it? All right, there's 500 people waiting to get this thing. Now remember, this was back in 2022. Yeah, 2022. All right, so don't trust this man. Let's go back here to the prophecy, and this prophecy is going to happen. All right, there's no question at all. I want to go back here and look up this word for mark. It's Revelation 13 and 16. This is the Greek word for mark in the context of Revelation 13 and verse 16.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
So they stamp an imprinted mark. It says, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the ones that are against the Messiah. All right, it said Antichrist there, but anti is against. Christ goes to mean the anointed or the Messiah. Okay. Strong's definition of charagma says a scratch or etching, i.e., stamp as a badge of servitude. If you receive this mark, if you defy the Lord, get this mark, all right, who are you serving? It's not the Lord, because you went against the Lord to get this thing. So who are you serving? You're serving the Antichrist, right? The ones that are against the Messiah. All right, so don't get this thing. Do not receive this charagma. Don't receive this mark of the beast. Don't receive this micro C-hip or RFID C-hip. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, also we'll be back and read another article on one of these examples. All right, and maybe even try to see if they've updated their findings, see what kind of verbiage that they're using, see how they're digging into or going further into convenience, safety, all right, things of this nature. So with that, all praise to Yahweh. In the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short, also known as the Prophets of Doom. All right, this is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.